Hello students, I am Ankita Nanavati and welcome to my channel. Today we will learn about the conservation of plants and animals. As we all know that Earth is a home of variety of plants and animals. They are different in shapes and size and we can find them in seas, ocean, grassland, forest, everywhere. So in this lesson, we will learn these three main topics. First we have biodiversity, second loss of biodiversity and third is conserving biodiversity. So plants, animal and other organisms together known as biodiversity. When we are learning about biodiversity, some terms will come. So you can note down in your notebooks. These terms are, first we have species. The class or group of plants and animals which have permanent characteristics and which are different from others are known as species. Right? Second we have habitat. The plant and animal species where they live, they multiply and they survive are known as their habitat. Third, we have endemic species. Endemic species are confined to a specific geographical area. Like example, giant panda, they are endemic to icebergs, or Asiatic lions, they are endemic to Gir forest of Gujarat. Fourth, we have extinct species. Plants and animal species which are no longer on earth are known as extinct species. In this category, we have dinosaurs and dodo. Fifth, we have endangered animals, endangered species, species which are at a high risk of getting extinct are known as endangered species. Sixth, we have vulnerable species, species which are low in number and they are in near future they can get extinct are known as vulnerable species. Seventh, we have threatened species. Endangered and vulnerable together known as threatened species. And last we have flora and fauna. Plant kingdom is known as flora and animal kingdom is known as fauna. Now the second topic is loss of biodiversity. Loss of biodiversity have many reasons. First we have deforestation or destruction of forests. Why we destroy the trees? There are many reasons for this. The first main reason is requirement of wood. As we all know that wood is necessary for making paper, furniture, sheep, boat, etc. We cut trees at a large scale, right? Second, we have overgrazing by cattle. This also led to the deforestation. And third point is rapid urbanization. Now, rapid urbanization and increase in population led to the deforestation. इसकी वजह से क्या होता है कि फॉरेस्ट को काट के एग्रीकल्चरल लैंड को उसमें कन्वर्ट किया जाता है एंड दैट लेड टू द डिफॉरेस्टेशन. नाउ डिफॉरेस्टेशन हैव मैनी एडवर्स इफेक्ट्स आल्सो. First effect is desertification. As the word suggests, desertification. What is desertification? Trees, roots of the trees, they have to bind the soil together, and what happens ki when trees are destroyed at a large level, this soil can't bind the soil, roots can't bind the soil, and top layer of the soil get eroded, and over the time the fertile land becomes desert. That is called desertification. Second, we have threat to survive. Now if we are cutting trees on a large scale, some animals and plants have threat to their survival. They can't live without their homes. Third, we have increase in global temperature. As we all know that trees help, trees taking carbon dioxide and give out oxygen. If trees are cut down at large scale, the balance जो होगा वो disturb हो जाएगा, and that causes the increase in temperature and global warming. Fourth point, we have reduced rainfall. Trees also helps to bring rainfall by the process of transpiration. If trees are cutting down at a large scale, reduced rainfall will happen. Fourth, we have floods. Roots of the trees bind the soil together. If the roots are not there, soil will be washed out and the floods will come. Sixth point, we have landslides. Trees, as we know that the floods occurs due to the loss of the trees, and also in mountains areas landslides happens due to the floods. These were all the adverse effects of the deforestation. But the loss of biodiversity, there are many other reasons also. So first reason was deforestation. Second, we have pollution. Pollution of air, water and land, that is also affects the plants and animals. Third point, we have climatic changes. Natural and human activities led to the global temperature rise, and that is the reason for the climatic changes, and that also is reason for the plants and animals destruction. Next point, we have killing of animals. Many animals and birds are killed for their meat, skin and other body parts. And last point we have is natural disasters. Earthquakes, floods, droughts, tsunamis and also hurricanes. They contribute to the reduction of plants and animals over the large area. So now coming towards the third point, that is conserving biodiversity, right? Conservation. What is conservation? Prevention and careful management of plants and animal species in order to prevent their extinction is known as conserving biodiversity. For this, many national, international and local organizations work together. Now they have taken some steps. Few of them are here. First, these forest reserves. So forest reserves is a large area where the forests are being prevented from the human exploitation. Forest reserves have been established with some aims. So what are their aims? First aim is prevention of deforestation. Here strict laws have been passed so that deforestation can be stopped. Second is reforestation. Reforestation means growing large number of trees on the particular land area. So here reforestation is also done to preserve the forest reserves. Third, we have protection of food and shelter. Protection of food and shelter is necessary to prevent the species and species of animals and birds. So these are three aims on which forest reserves have been established. Now second is wildlife sanctuaries and national parks. Wildlife sanctuaries and national parks are protected forests that also across the world that also preserve the certain plant and animal kingdom. Now all over the world, more than 400 in India, more than 400 wildlife sanctuaries are there and about 100 national parks are available. Here some of the examples of their wildlife sanctuaries are like wildlife sanctuaries Bandipur, Karnataka, that is for tiger reserves. Bandhavgarh in Madhya Pradesh, that is also for tiger reserves. Jim Corbett, that is also for tiger reserves. Gir, that is for Asiatic lion and it is present in Gujarat. And Kevradev Bird Sanctuary, that is in Bharatpur and it is for the birds. Here Siberian cranes come from the Siberia to the Rajasthan, right? So these are all the wildlife sanctuaries and national parks. So migration is also done here, right? Some birds have come to the wildlife sanctuaries and national parks in the harsh winters. Now prevention from poaching. Now what is poaching? Illegal hunting of animals is called poaching. पोचिंग को प्रिवेंट करने के लिए भी ये वाइल्ड सेंचुरी एंड नेशनल पार्क्स बनाया जाता है, राइट? नाउ थर्ड दे हैव zoological parks. Zoological parks are also like public, their animals are kept for public exhibition and they are prevented from the hunting. Fourth, they have botanical gardens. Over the world there are more than 1600 botanical gardens. Now botanical gardens main purpose is to preserve the seeds. It is also called the seed banks, right? So these are main four steps they have taken for the prevention of the conserving biodiversity. Conserving the biodiversity is the duty of every human being, right? So to promote these conservation programs, government and non-government organization at the international, national and local level constantly work and they spread awareness programs and issuing the rules and regulations towards this. So one of the organization is IUCN. You can write the full form also. The full form of IUCN is the International Union for Conservation of Nature and Natural Resources. So what is the aim of IUCN? IUCN work focus the attention of conservationists towards species that are under threat of becoming extinct, right? So they work towards this condition and they also spread awareness among the people. Now they have also made a comprehensive list that is called IUCN Red List of Threatened Species. Some of the species including in this program are blue whale, Bengal tiger, African elephant, etc. Even though IUCN has made a catalog that is called Red Data Book, which lists rare species and those in danger of extinction. Now this red list is classified into 9 categories on the basis of criteria such as the rate of decline, population, or the geographical distribution. Now, what are these 9 categories? The 9 categories are extinct, interval, critically endangered, vulnerable, near threatened, least concern, data deficient, and not evaluated. These all categories are included in this red list catalog of this red list, right? So we in India also many programs have been done to spread the awareness among the people, right? NGOs also work for these programs. Some of the programs that have gained the recognition in year past are Bengal tiger. To protect the Bengal tiger, the Project Tiger was launched, and after that the population of tiger was increased. Van Mahotsav is also organized, and Chipko movement. They all have gained recognition in all over the world. Now coming towards the last topic, that is the recycling of papers. Recycling of papers is one way to conserving the biodiversity and trees, right? So we can recycle paper and we can save the trees at a large scale. We should also follow the 3 R's, that is reduce, reuse and recycle. And we can also make waste paper made into the tissue paper, or we can make writing paper from the waste papers. So we just need to follow these 3 R's to save the trees. Now let's do a quick review of this lesson. In this lesson we learned the various topics. First was biodiversity, and the terms were species, habitat, endemic species, extinct species, endangered species, vulnerable species, threatened species, flora and fauna. Second topic, we learned that the loss of biodiversity, the reasons were deforestation. We also learned the adverse effects of deforestation. Second reason was pollution, climatic changes, killing of animals and natural disasters. All these are reasons for the loss of biodiversity. Now third point, we learned that conserving biodiversity, many steps have been taken by the governments and the non-governments organizations to conserve the biodiversity. The few steps are forest reserves, wildlife sanctuaries and national parks, zoological parks and botanical gardens. So in wildlife sanctuaries and national parks, we learned in detail that they also prevent poaching. Poaching is, again I am telling you, poaching is illegal hunting. Why they hunt the animal? For their body parts, like Asian elephants for their tooth, that is also called ivory. Then Indian dinosaurs bones, dinosaurs horns and tigers bones are used as the traditional medicines, right? Many conservations, wildlife sanctuaries and national parks are in India. Few of the examples are Bandhavgarh in Madhya Pradesh, Bandipur in Karnataka, Sariska in Rajasthan, Corbett in Uttarakhand, Gir in Gujarat, Keoladeo Ghana in Rajasthan, Bharatpur, that is also called Bharatpur Sanctuary, and Kaziranga in Assam. These all are the examples of wildlife sanctuaries and national parks. You must have learned these names, right? You can use these names in your answers also, right? And we learned about the organizations that works for this prevention. For one of the main organization is IUCN. IUCN's catalog is called Red Data Book, and some Indian projects that have get recognition all over the world are Project Tiger, Chipko movement and Van Mahotsav program. Now at the end of this review, I would like to tell you that we should follow the 3 R's, that is reduce, reuse and recycle. So whatever I have written on the board, you can make a flowchart of it and you should copy down in your notebook. So if you like my teaching, kindly like, comment, share and subscribe.